Hello everyone and welcome to the latest in our series of Ask the Expert videos here at RS Components. Electric vehicles are rarely out of the news at the moment, but whilst the latest family car seems to be getting most of the headlines, there are changes happening in cities everywhere. We're all used to seeing electric scooters and bikes around our cities now, delivering transport as a service or TaaS. These are being used for single journeys, allowing commuters to pay only for the time they use on the bike. Powered by the latest lithium-ion battery technology, they need to be charged every night. However, these bikes and scooters do not use conventional charging connectors that we're seeing on electric cars. I'm joined today by Raj Srinivas from Amphenol, who's going to talk about the challenges of providing the connections for some of these latest applications and these latest transportation solutions. Raj, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, David.
And so let's jump straight in with the first question and say what is exciting in the world of e-bikes and e-scooters at the moment?
Yeah, so David, like you rightly said, everybody is focusing on the big four-wheelers that are going electric. But they forget about the poor cousin, the two-wheelers, which do a lot of the hard work. So we have these Asian countries who have massive two-wheelers. They make about 20 million two-wheelers a year in India, and most of them are getting electrified because they contribute a lot to the environment. And also the cost of driving is very important for the commuter who use a two-wheeler. So I think this is a very great area that currently we do not have focus on, but I think Amphenol as a company decided to focus on this and said we will work with the two-wheeler manufacturer to see what we can do to contribute to the growth of this market segment.
Fantastic. And how do the connectors for these e-bikes and e-scooters differ from those that we're seeing on conventional EV vehicles?
So as you know, the battery sizes of these are much more smaller, and it is for people to easily handle these batteries. So when it comes to e-bikes or e-scooters, these batteries need to be charged at home for ease of public or a swapping station because they can be easily carried. They're less than 15 kilos in weight. It can easily be carried by a healthy person. So for ease of charging and also to control the cost of charging, people charge it at home or at swapping stations. So these connectors have to be made compact to fit into a battery which can be carried by hand and charged at home. So compactness and robustness are the key for these connectors.
And what are the other requirements for these connectors? What are we looking at in terms of things like current and voltage, especially when we're comparing to the big vehicle batteries that we've been used to seeing?
Good point, David. So basically, the two-wheelers are operating in very harsh environments, right? So they're not covered like the conventional car. They're open to the nature, and then there's water splashing. There is a lot of heat, and so it becomes very important for us to take into account these factors when we design in a connector specifically for this market. So typically the current ratings differ anywhere between 70 amps to 100 amps, and these have to be waterproof, IP67 sealed, and it has to also have a lot of vibration resistance because these two-wheelers undergo very high vibration, going through potholes, going through bumps. The roads are not really very conducive, and so we have to keep all this in mind when we design a connector. So this is the time where we spend a lot of time and effort to make sure we come up with a connector system that can adapt to all these conditions and still work perfectly well.
And we've talked about vibration and temperature. You've also mentioned IP sealing, but one of the things we've not talked about yet is the durability, the mating cycles. How many times are we expecting these connectors to be mated and unmated during their life?
So a typical average battery, the battery technology, as you know, is growing day by day, right? So it's evolving, and the battery life is actually going up on a daily basis as we talk about, as we even talk. So there are conditions where the consumer can mate, unmate over the life of a battery of about 7,000 times. We have kept the safety of factor in mind and designed our connector to mate 10,000 times with the battery or the discharging unit.
Okay, and so that's going to have a real impact on how you design the connector itself. So we're looking at materials, and clearly one of the key things with any connector is actually the contact, the electrical contact. So what is Amphenol doing to create an electrical contact that will last 10,000 mating cycles? Because that's pretty high, even in the industrial world, even in the military world. 10,000 mating cycles is a very impressive connector. What features are Amphenol putting into the contacts that allow that to happen?
So, David, that is a bit of a trade secret, but I will be open with you because we are on a video and we're talking to people. They need to know what kind of technology Amphenol brings to the table. So, with our expertise and with our technical experts who worked on this, we have come up with a combination of an alloy and also a plating technology that can help us sustain for 10,000 mating cycles. So we have done extensive tests under load, under vibration conditions to test our system on actual road conditions. And in fact, some of these are already running on the roads today in India, and it's already been more than a year since they've been running. So we are very, very confident that these technology that we have today with the mixture of a special alloy and the plating technology that we adopt is really, really going to help us take this forward. One of the other things that we also, as you really rightly mentioned, one of the main things about this connector system is the contact system. The contact system is the heart of this connector system. And the more robust the contact system is, or the terminal system is, the better chances of the connector withstanding higher durability. So that's what we've kept in mind when we designed our connector.
And so we've talked about the contact technology. We've talked about how Amphenol is making a product that can last 10,000 mating cycles, even when it's being subjected to daily vibration. It's out in the elements. It's having to withstand daily use by people who aren't necessarily experts in how to use connectors. So what is the latest Amphenol solution for this application in terms of the connector as a whole, and what is it delivering to the customer?
So we have two connection system that we have come up with. We call it the Dura EV, which is a trademark patented name for us, and a swapping solution called the Dura Swap. So as you know, Dura is durability, which is our key point, and EV is for electric vehicles. So that's how we have named our connector. Some of the factors for these connectors are keeping in mind the performance criteria and also the safety criteria, because being an electric vehicle, you also need to be very careful about the safety that you provide when you use these vehicles, or the system that goes into this entire vehicle, which helps to build customer confidence with regard to safety. So we have kept both these in mind when we did the entire connector system that we designed it. So these are some of the unique things that we have designed in. I could explain more on safety, like we have a finger protection so that if somebody accidentally touches the connector, they won't get electrocuted, right? So we need to make sure that people are protected. They don't accidentally touch a live contact. So we have a finger protection on the contact, which doesn't allow your finger to be in contact with the terminal system at any given point of time. We also have a connector position assurance, which ensures that the connector doesn't disengage or fall apart when it is in mated condition. So unless you press the lock and disengage the lock, it won't allow the connector to unmate on its own. The other thing that we also have is the first mate, last break, which basically means that the electrical power will get passed on the connector system only when the signals are mating first and give a signal saying that, hey, everything is mated, we're good to go. And that's when the electrical system will kickstart. So there's a first mate, last break that we have. And we also have a Pokayoke where people can't, fix it in a certain, it has to be fixed in a certain direction. It won't, you can't just rotate it and fix it in any direction that you like. You have to fit it in a certain direction. It only fits in a certain direction. So these are some of the features that we have enabled in our connector system to ensure that safety is taken care, because it's the utmost importance to build customer confidence with these safety features.
Fantastic. And we've talked, when we were preparing for this call, one of the things that you were clear about was that because so many different manufacturers are making these two-wheelers, they often need different solutions. How is Amphenol helping to optimize or to customize the products that customers need for specific designs?
It's a great question, David. As I said before, the connection system or the terminal system or the contacts are the heart of this connection system. And if you have a very robust and well-designed terminal system, then it's very easy to build the plastic around it to meet the packaging needs of various OEMs. So currently, as you know, the OEMs are trying to squeeze in and make much smaller compact sizes, as like any other industry, right? So they want it much smaller, deliver much more power, have more durability. So what we do is we offer the contact system, which is a proven contact system that we have already tested for. And then we offer the customers to build the plastic as per their needs so that it can fit into their package. So we customize. We also do small cable assemblies to do value add to the customer, so they don't have to go to multiple people to get a product. We offer everything in house. We give a complete solution. So all this is possible because we have a very solid contact system and we can build the plastic around it.
Well, I think this is a fascinating topic. We've talked on DesignSpark a lot about electric vehicles over the last year or so. We've talked to various people, including some other guys from Amphenol, talking about things like battery safety. So it's clearly something that's in everybody's mind at the moment. But as we said at the beginning of the video, almost everybody seems to be focused on big four-wheelers, on the cars that sit in your drive. The challenges that designers face in creating solutions for these e-bikes, these e-scooters, the two-wheelers we've been talking about, are somewhat different. They're exposed to the elements. They're abandoned by the side of the road almost. They need to be used constantly by people who aren't necessarily experts. And so the challenges of creating a connector for the charging of these things has to include all of these aspects. Plus, as Raj said, everything needs to be smaller. These are very much smaller devices. People are trying to put more power into these smaller things, and at the same time, they still need to be charged quickly and safely. So hopefully you've seen a little bit about some of the products that Amphenol are creating and some of the features that provide safety for electric vehicle charging when we're not looking at those big traditional four-wheeler vehicles. And it might spark some ideas in your mind about how these Amphenol solutions might be suitable for you. If you need to know more, we have plenty of information on the RS web, so these products are available from RS Components. Go and visit the website there to learn more. We have lots more discussion here on DesignSpark about electric vehicles, electric vehicle safety, battery safety. This is obviously a topic that we've covered quite extensively. We've had a couple of interviews with Brian Engel from Amphenol over the last couple of years, and he's talking a lot about battery safety. So this all comes together, especially to talk about some of the solutions that Amphenol have to offer. So please, by all means, go and find some information on RS Web, browse through DesignSpark, find some more of the interviews, the conversations we've had about electric vehicles and sustainability as a wider topic. I think the best thing for me to do is to say, Raj, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really interesting learning about the different aspects of electric vehicles. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. And I'm very excited about this market. And I'm sure that this would grow with leaps and bounds in the near future.
That's brilliant. Raj, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and we'll meet again another time.
Thank you.